Yo, what's going on guys, welcome back to a new video. Today I'm doing a match preview of Shamrock Rovers versus Shelbourne. So welcome back to another video on the Deegan channel. If you haven't seen the last 6 things we learned against Pats, make sure you watch that before we watch this. And I've actually got a big announcement. So in this video we partnered up with Crew Heek stickers. If you want to get any poster with any text, any colour, any background, make sure you check out the link in the description. They also do stickers, so if you don't check them out, link in the description. Use code DANE at checkout for 10% off your order. And yeah, I'll have a few on my background in a couple of videos, so watch out for them. If you haven't watched my last video, 6 things we learned about Rovers versus Pats, I'd recommend watching that before you watch this and then come back. Also, one big thing, we've got a big announcement. Let me roll that clip. 7:45 Friday night, and it is going to be a good game. And second week in a row with Dublin derby for Rovers against Pats 0-0. Could be worse, could be better. I think we'll talk about that in a minute. But also Shelbourne Friday night. Watch it on Watch LOI. That's what I'll be doing. Let me know if you're going to watch it on Watch LOI. Hopefully coverage is better than last week. If you watched it, I'm not happy with it, to be honest, but we'll leave the rants for another day. First off, we're going to get into both teams. We'll start off with Shelbourne, where they are in the league, and their main players. So we'll start off with where they are in the league. They're 6th in the league, and for a newly promoted club, I think that's fairly good. Obviously 10 teams in the league. If they win this, they could go 4th, depending on goal difference and all, and the other matches like Waterford. If that match goes to a draw, I think, and Shelbourne win, which I don't think they will, Shelbourne will go 4th, which would be very good for them. In their last game they drew 1-1 to Derry, which is a fairly good result. Derry are a tough team to play against, especially away. They lost to Sligo earlier on in the season, but they did beat Finn Hart. So who are Shelbourne's main players, you might be asking? Well, Carl Shepherd signing from Cork in January. Big signing for free, but he's been probably their best player this year. Carl Shepherd is the man to watch out for. He's basically Shelbourne's Jack Byrne. Obviously not as good, but for an older stage in his career, we'll say, for Carl Shepherd, he's doing fairly well. So he's the player to watch out for. Gary Deegan as well, signing from Cambridge in December. He's their top goal scorer, only 2 goals, but still their top goal scorer. So we'll have to watch out for him, and also his partner in crime, Kieran Culduff. So we'll move on to Rovers for a little bit. Obviously, if you know your history about Rovers, when we were moving from Milltown to Tallaght Stadium, we played at Tolka for a couple of years, which that's the main history between the two clubs. That's what links them together, apart from the Dublin derby. So thankfully we're still top of the league. We're 4 points ahead of Bohemians and 8 points ahead of Dundalk, which is a fairly good gap considering we've all played 8 games. I think it's a shorter season as well this season. In our last match we played away to Pats, another Dublin derby. It was a 0-0 draw against Pats in our last game. I did 6 things we learned on that, check that out and then come back to this. So we're going to get into my predicted lineup. We do this every week and nothing really has changed. The changes I've made have happened, but there's always one position which I've gotten wrong every week, I'm pretty sure. So we'll get into that shortly. But starting off in goal, we've gone with the wall himself, Mannis. I think best keeper in the league without a doubt. He's such a solid goalkeeper. We're so lucky to have him. But yeah, Mannis keeping a clean sheet in the last game versus Pats. I don't think he had a single save to make, in fairness, but commanding the defence well, good talking, good distribution, all you want from a keeper. So we're going to have to start Mannis in goal. Moving on to the back 3 or 5, whichever you want to call it. I'll say it's a 3. We've gone with Joey O'Brien on the right, Lee Grace on the left, and Pico Lopez in the middle. Same for I think every game this season nearly. I think Scales played one of them. But yeah, it's a very, very solid defence. The chemistry they have is very good. Joey O'Brien, I'm talking about a lot recently. His long balls over the top to the left wing back, which is either Ferrugia or Danny Lafferty, have been absolutely amazing passes. So I think Joey O'Brien once again has to start this game, alongside obviously Pico and Lee Grace, 2 very, very good centre backs. Lee Grace didn't have a great game against Pats in my opinion, gave away the ball a couple of times, but he didn't let Pats have any shots, so I think he has to start. He's a very good defender. We all know that one bad game isn't going to rock him. So yeah, that's my back 3. Moving on to the left wing back and the right wing back, I've gone with Rowan and Finn. Now this one's a bit debatable, these 2 actually I should say, because Rowan and Finn, I didn't know whether against Pats and the last couple of games he hasn't really been on the ball. He hasn't really done anything to contribute attackingly, or defensively he's been sound, but attacking wise not much is going through. And we've brought on Reece Marshall the last couple of games and he's shown very promising signs, but I don't know if Stephen Bradley will change that for this game. I don't think he will, so I'm going to say Ronan Finn will start there, but don't be surprised if Reece Marshall starts. Now onto the left wing back. I've gone with Ferrugia. I could have gone with Danny Lafferty, but I think he'll start Ferrugia. Obviously both of them very good defensively, but attackingly they're looking a bit shy in front of goal. But I think one assist, one goal, that bit of confidence which either one of them will get will really give them the edge over the other, I think. And hopefully Ferrugia will get that goal or assist in this game against Shelbourne. He did impress me throughout the Pats game, but he wasn't consistent enough, and like, he needs to vary up his game. Every time he gets, he either goes back or he just nods it past the fella and runs or over him. So I think if he varies that. Moving on to the two centre mids, I've gone with Gary O'Neill and Aaron McAneff once again. Gary O'Neill very solid against Pats. McAneff wasn't really in the game, but still very solid performance. The energy McAneff brings to the midfield is very important. He keeps the system running, and then Gary O'Neill sits back, helps with the defence, the stuff off the ball that you don't see. That's what Gary O'Neill does do. So yeah, I think they have to start this game. I think this is their third start in a row together, so the chemistry is getting there, and I think two very good midfielders. Moving on to the two attacking mids, I've gone with Jack Byrne and Graham Burke. No Dylan Watts once again. It's just, we've got so many players, I don't know where to fit them in, so I'm going to leave Watts on the bench for this game. And then obviously Aaron Green up top. Could have went with Dean Williams, could have went with Rory Gaffney, but I've gone with Greener again. Jack Byrne was marked out of the game against Pats. A comment said it there last night, talking about that. Every time Jack Byrne got the ball, they had 3 men on him, which was very good from St. Pat. You know, keeping Jack Byrne out of the game is how you keep Rovers out of the game. He just keeps everything ticking. Graham Burke as well, very, very good performance against Pats. One of his best performances in a Rovers shirt. I know he didn't score or assist, but I was very impressed with him. The energy he brought, but his touch was on point for nearly everything. He had one moment with a dodgy touch, but we won't talk about that too much. His shots, needs to get them off a bit quicker because defenders seem to be blocking them. He always wants it on his left. With crosses as well, very, very good crosses. So Graham Burke and Jack Byrne to start. Let me know if you think Dylan Watts will get in over any of them. I don't think he will after Graham Burke's performance, but let me know. Then Aaron Green up top. We need a prolific goal scorer. Someone said that as well in the comments, and I love Aaron Green. He puts so much effort into every game. You can't fault him for that. But like, he needs to take his chances, man. Like, how many times do we have chances where we could score, but unfortunately you miss a lot. I know you miss a few, but I don't know, is it confidence, is it just Aaron Green, who knows. I'm going to start him because I think he brings that extra bit of tempo to the attack, chases every ball, and you cannot fault him for that. But I think his finishing just needs a bit more improving, and then he'll be up there with Hubin and the strikers like that. Yeah, that is my predicted lineup for this match. Let me know what yours is down below. Any changes you'd make to that, where do you think I've gone wrong? I think Marshall could start, and so also Lafferty and Dylan Watts. They're the three I think will either be in or out. So yeah, it's a gamble that what I've gone with, but we'll see if I'm right. Score prediction for this match, I'm going to go 3-1 to Shamrock Rovers. No, 3-0. We'll say 3-0 because defensively we've been very good recently. So 3-0, goals coming from Graham Burke, Aaron Green and Ferrugia. Get their confidence up. And yeah, hopefully we can come away with a win from this match. That'll put us 7 points clear. Then depends on the Bows game as well, and then 11 points clear on Dundalk, depending on their game. Not sure who they're playing. Hopefully they're maybe against each other. No, they already played each other. I don't know. Let me know who they're playing. Let me know if you're going to watch the video. I hope you enjoyed watching, and I'll see you after the game for 6 things we learned about Shamrock Rovers versus Shelbourne. Thanks for watching. See you in the next one.